Hey, 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 everyone, guess what day it is? It's Fear Buster Friday. This is your Fear Buster Mama Coach, Lydia Rieger, and this is Fear Buster Friday. All right. I recently read something that I think is so incredibly cool because it's something that I've thought about most of my conscious life, I think. And I found it in the book, The Power of Decision, that for many weeks now I've been coming on live to talk about the power of decision. And I mean, I'm not even like halfway through this book, and there's just so many great gold nuggets. And I just read a tiny bit every week and let it soak in. So that's one fear buster move you can do, is you don't have to feel like you got to read an entire book in a short period of time to get something out of whatever it is that you're trying to get out of that book. But you can just let like very potent parts of a book, let it sink in and read and reread one little section, and it can make a profound impact on your life. Anyway, today I'm going to read I don't even know what to tell you. I'll just tell you what page it's on because that's the best I can do here. Page 33 of The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. It's called Give It to Your Subconscious. In your subconscious mind is the creative process of the ages, the process which every successful person has used. It cannot refuse to service you. It has no favorites and knows no limitations. It awaits your demand that it act. Upon your demand, it proceeds to fulfill this demand without stress or strain. The mental machinery of your subconscious mind moves into action in orderly ways and draws upon resources far greater than the conscious mind could ever know. No wonder that modern metaphysicians call this function the mind of God. They sense the magnitude of its ability, and they use this tremendous creative potential to produce what they want in life. All of this is already in you. The great use it. The non-great do not. So they remain the non-great. Decide upon something, situation, or condition that you want right now in your present life. Be definite in this decision. Do not limit your decision by investigating the probable reasons why it will never happen. That is the detour to nothing. All false speculations of defeat have to be ruled out of your consciousness. If they enter into the decision for even a fleeting moment, the decision is robbed of authority, and the subconscious mind cannot act upon it. You do not need to know how the final result will come to pass. That is the function of the subconscious. It has ways and means that, if they were known, would stagger the intellect. Say to your subconscious, and then this next part is really what I'm going to call right now your fear bust a move, because you want to say this or something very similar to your subconscious. This is my decision. I now authorize you to accomplish this. I have total confidence in your abilities and resources. I authorize this without any reservations. I do not place this demand in a framework of time or condition. It is a free demand now established in my subconscious mind. This mind now has it clearly. Now, for me, when there is something that I truly want and I've made a decision to have it, to get it, to be it, it's very similar what I do according to this writing here. It's very, very similar. And I never really, years ago, I never really thought much about it, but now that I'm a life coach and I practice higher level thought and so on, and just trying to get to places with higher what is it called, when I'm noticing, trying to notice more what I'm noticing, and trying to have a higher level of awareness, and so now that I'm been doing that, and I just came across this part of the book a few days ago, and I'm realizing this is what happens to me when I truly receive what I've been wanting. And it's because I've gone through this process and kind of unconsciously, and now over the last few years, it's been more and more conscious. But there's more, and there's more to this little gem of a chapter. It says, then relax and let your subconscious have free rein. Keep clear of all doubt. Keep clear of all worry. God in your subconscious, as your subconscious, is the power and the mind that accomplishes your desire. Let God be God and keep your hands off the process. Your subconscious will reveal to your conscious mind directions to take and ways to proceed. Idea will follow idea in perfect order and sequence. You become the observer of the creative process now taking place in you. From the observation point of the conscious mind, you watch what you wanted to have happen. You are under no strain. You are the observer and the participant. Wow. Right? So, yeah, I think it's sometimes challenging to follow up such great words. But for me personally, when I've wanted something, I keep that picture in my mind and I decide for it. And I try my best whenever there's any kind of negative thought that tries to interrupt what I want. I just kind of say, be gone, be gone. Try to get the thought back on to what I want. And what I try to do is, now I don't always do this, to be honest. But I will say that when I do, I reach my goals a lot faster and a lot easier. See, we're all human, so when I say I don't always do this, it's not because I don't want to do it. It's just I'm human and I don't always do what I know works. So, but when I consciously do this, and even when I, whether I'm conscious of it or not, okay, it has worked in the past. And So now I try to be more conscious of this. Of what? Of this process of making that decision, saying, yes, this is what I want, holding it in the mind every day, saying no to anything else that's coming along, if it's a thought or whatever it is, doubt, worry, whatever. Just, try to ignore that, put like the blinders on, no, 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 or la, 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 not listening, and only listening to the thing that I want. And as long as it's aligned with, my being, because that's important to me, it has to be aligned with really, truly like who I am and what I feel is so important in my life. And when that happens, then it's like the next step for me is to just imagine this is it's going to happen no matter what. But I'm not super in charge of the how. So I just say to God, hey, God, if you feel that this is in alignment, to what you would love for me to do, if this is truly something that is, compatible, and my calling, your path for me, etc., etc., then you and your angels and archangels, please, you know what to do, because I don't always know the next step to take. And then, it just happens, things happen around me. People just come to me, resources come to me, or ideas, boom, come to me. And it's so effortless, and it just happens. And it's the coolest thing ever. And then sometimes when I want something so badly, I'll revert back, to those human ways, and then I'm like so frustrated. I'm like, why isn't this working? I want this so badly. And then I realize, well, stop all that, because that's push energy, and that doesn't work. And then I realize, oh yeah, that's right. Go back to this other thing. But what's so cool is that a few days ago when I read this chapter in The Power of Decision, it was like boom, 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 boom. Everything, was all connected then in my mind, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I know works. This is what I do when it's all clicking and it's easy, and you can be that participant and observer at the same time, and it's just an amazing thing. So your fear bust to move is to say, is to buy this book, really, and go to page 33 and and read that section and read everything, really. But this particular video today is to tell yourself this, and I'm just going to read it again. This is my decision, whatever your decision is. I now authorize you, meaning God, the universe, to accomplish this, and your own, because your subconscious, is that big all, what is the word? It's the big mind, of God. God's mind is in your mind, in your subconscious. So you're giving authority to your subconscious. Okay, you've made this decision, and you have and it says, I have total confidence in your abilities and resources, right? I mean, God's resources are limitless. I authorize this without any reservations. I do not place this demand in a framework of time. Because here's the thing, that's really important, because I had a goal and I wanted it before the new year, and it didn't happen before the new year. But it happened shortly after. So you don't know how long, and it might take a much shorter time than you want or than you're thinking it might happen. So you can't put a time constraint on the thing you want because you just don't know. And first of all, whatever you want, you have it right now. There really is no time. You have it right now. It's, it's the human material world. We put time, we've made up time. But so in that regard, we don't know how much time it's going to take to reach our goals. But, so that's why we can't say, oh, I want this by next month, or I want this by next week. And oh my gosh, my foot's asleep. Oh. So you can't put a time frame on it. You have to just say, like, this is what I want. And if it's in agreement, and I authorize this without reservation. Because that's another thing too. Like if you're like, oh, I want this, but then if there's part of you that's like has some reservation about it, even if it's a small reservation, then it's not going to happen. And then let's see, yes, no time constraint or condition. So, and then it goes on to say, it is a free demand. And so like if you're saying this to yourself in your subconscious, this is what you want to say. This is a free demand now and established in my subconscious mind. This mind now has it clearly. So, and then you're just going to give it. You're giving it to God, how it's going to be worked out. And that's the beautiful part, because you don't have to work so hard. You absolutely don't have to work so hard. You just have to know what you want, know that it's that, and don't have reservations about it, and give it freely, and keep it in your mind, and keep it in, let it sink into that subconscious, and then give it just like, with an open hand, say, this is, take the time you need to figure it out and give me ideas and resources, and then boom, it will just happen. It's beautiful when it happens that way. I would love lots of likes and loves, and share this with somebody. You never know who you can help, who you will help by sharing. And remember to go out there, and really live your dream, live these principles, be a fear buster, go out there and make every day a fear buster day. And remember to go out there and learn your way is another thing I say, because every day is a learning experience. And even if you're experiencing something that you don't prefer, it is a learning experience. So learn your way and make every day a fear buster day. Fear buster. Bye for now.